3, 2, and 1. Thank you, everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause now. Yeah? I think it was really great. I saw persons filling up as many spaces on the paper as possible. Now, remember I said before that I couldn't confirm that somebody would actually get something, but it's the opposite of not filling up your paper. How many persons had one? Just one person. Okay, how many persons had 5? Okay, more. How many persons had 9? Okay, 10? Okay, I see some hands. How about 12? Okay, I missed 11. 11?
You missed 8.
I missed 8. Okay, anybody more than 10?
I have 14.
Okay, I had 14.
I have 14.
14? 17. 16. Wow. Let's give her, anybody beat out there? Anyone? Anyone top this? 18. 18? Wow. All on the side. I guess we have competed. Well, I guess we have a winner, right? Anybody top 18? Well, Olive?
Right, I think 17 and 18. Please come to the front.
17 and 18. Let's give a round of applause for 17 and 18.
So, Lakeisha, for you, you want to have a book, so you're going to have a book every time. And you can choose, you can have one of my books, The Power Review, or you can have a coupling book, what would you like? A book, my book, The Power Review, written by myself, or coupling story, what would you like? Congratulations.
So, I guess we'll take the photo, the official
I guess
photo.
it's a disadvantage that I bought stuff.
One, let's come together. 1, 2, 3. Great, and congratulations, ladies. For those who are just joining us, and for those live on Emonews, we welcome you to the first membership networking event of 2023. We're really delighted to see so many of you here, and because we had one person having 18 contacts, we know for sure that there are more than 18 businesses in the room. So Olive, kudos to you for attracting all these businesses, for coming out to our first membership networking event for 2023.
Thanks for the guys, appreciate it. Thank you.
At this time, we are pleased to welcome our president, Mr. Brenton Hilaire, who will speak to us and share with us a little bit more for those who may not know about the chamber and to welcome all those who are in the room. Brenton?
Good afternoon. Where's the energy? I mean, we just came from a session where some people were running, getting contacts, and energy and just flatline. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Right. That's what I like to hear. First thing, off the bat, anyone here is not a member of the chamber? Put your hands up. So we have. I am happy to see that hand at the back. So I saw about 4 hands. Just from your brief experience, a taste of what the chamber can do, will you become a member? You don't need to answer, you know the answer already. But this is not essentially, but this is just a fraction of what the chamber represents. We, at the core of it, are here to support the private sector. I know in the old days, people thought that private sector meant those big conglomerates. So we have the Digicels, the NBD, the Domlex, but amongst them, you can see that we have several persons here who are sole proprietors. We have partnerships. So the chamber is not just about big business. The chamber is about any business, private sector on a whole. So whether you have 500 employees, whether you have 10 employees, whether it is just you, it is in your interest to be a part of the chamber. Networking is key in business. You cannot do it alone. If you think I lie, I'm going to reference the Bible. We had somebody as powerful as Jesus Christ who had 12 disciples. Why? He couldn't do it on his own. Regardless of how powerful he was, he needed support. And oftentimes I find that in the private sector we try to do everything ourselves. We try to be the strategic thinker, the business manager, the accountant, the marketing whiz at the same time, and it is at some point just impossible, especially when your business is growing. I was speaking to our dear friend over there who was elevated to some higher heights, Lakia Joseph, Honorable Lakia Joseph, and she shared with me how she has been able to find support for business. We can ask her the question, how are you able to balance off running this part of Dominica and also managing your business? And she said, well, I have persons who handle distribution, orders, and different things, so I can be here to focus on the strategic part of the business. That is where every one of you, if you are a sole proprietor, should go. But it does not stop there. Having sessions like this is important for you so that you can offer your services to others. We cannot operate in silos anymore for us to be successful. And our Prime Minister has said it. To bring Dominica to the next level will require the input of every single person. And when we had our AGM, I spoke about the three-legged stool concept. With a three-legged stool, if one leg is broken, can you sit on it? No. Physics. Think of that stool as Dominica. One leg, the public sector. One leg, the private sector. One leg, the citizenry. If any one of those legs are weak, if the population is not empowered to spend, we don't have a private sector. If the private sector is not functioning, there's reduced income, reduced taxes for the government. If the government doesn't have income coming from the citizenry, coming from the businesses, they don't have money to implement policies. So we have to work together. The Chamber has done a lot to bring about this sort of events, to start those conversations going on between each other, to also start working more closely with the government to make sure that we can advocate for you all at the highest level, and we will continue to do so. So, if you know someone in business that is not here, that is not a part of the chamber, you need to start encouraging them. The bigger the chamber, the more effective we are when we come to speak on your behalf. Now, before I close, I just want to ask a question. Who here came with business cards? I want to pick on somebody. Vanessa, why did you bring business cards today?
It's here to network and to tell people about your business if you don't have a long time to speak to them. They can always communicate to you in the different ways on your business card.
Okay, so you give it with the hope that they contact you?
Right.
Okay. Fidelia, why did you bring business cards? Same thing? Okay. Now, I want to say that the concept of this agenda is marvelous. And let me tell you why it's marvelous. Coming from a sales perspective, I'm a salesperson. Giving out a business card, most times, not all times, there are exceptions, there's always an exception to the rule. Most times does not have any power. When I train my salespeople, I always show them my cards. I have a drawer, stack that higher business cards. The power comes when you use the business card to capture the name and the number of the person, and you tell them, I will call him. You don't wait for them to call you. You take control of the relationship. And that's why I love this. Because you capture the information so you can initiate the interaction with potential clients of yours. So for those I've interacted with, I asked you all for an email address, right? Because I told you all I'm going to email you. So you take control of the interaction. So do not sit down here today and sleep on what you have. You come up with what we can provide value to those potential clients, and you reach out to them. Hi, I would like to sit down with you. We met at this networking event to see maybe if there's value I can provide to you. That is how you take networking to the next level. So I don't want to be too long. We have a long agenda before us. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to the continued dialogue with you all.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon, for encouraging us about the three-legged stool, about networking and taking advantage or taking the first step in this relationship to expand your business and your contacts. Now, we're here because of a special individual. She said, I want to be that one to have my networking event in January. And many of you have met Olive Strachan. How many of you have met Olive? I could see almost the entire room, almost. But many of you may not have engaged with Olive as deeply to understand the value that her business can bring to you. With no further ado, I invite our PRO, but also a member and leadership coach, a global leadership or a global leader, woman business leader, to speak to us, to share the value that Olive Strachan Consultancy can bring to you, your team members, and to Dominica. Olive?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. First of all, thank you all for coming tonight. We appreciate it. Now, I want 4 tables. It's an interactive session. So can we have some moving to here, please? Can you move to here? Next, can you move to here? Can we fill the gaps? We have 4 tables. Yes.
Okay, this is the medium table.
Yes. We've got a seat here as well. Yes, but just 4 tables. We've got a seat here. Please come forward. Thank you. Please come forward.
Breakfast of champions.
Now, tonight, I'm going to tell you a story, my story. Because in the room, I know we have HR professionals, we have business leaders, we have potential entrepreneurs. I think my story will help you with your story, okay? Also, there's some interaction as well. We can get together afterwards. So while I do my slides for me, I'm going to start off by saying to you, in 1998, I went to my workplace and I've made it redundant for the 2nd time. And I was thinking, I was 37 years old and I thought, 2 kids, mortgage, home, no money coming in. But I had a dream, as Martin said, I had a dream. And mine was to have my own business. I was in Manchester in the UK at the time. I had very little money, got my credit card, got a serviced office, and I went in and thought, I'd pay 6 months down. If I can be going after 6 months, that'd be great. Well guys, that was 1998, and I'm still going strong. So a little bit about me. What I've learned is, I'm a returnee to Dominica, yes? And my accent says I'm English, but I'm not, I'm Dominican. I was born in Castle Bruce, 1961. And my name before mine was Colette. I'm a Colette, yes? My dad's the Colette, my mum is a St. Rose from Castle Bruce, yeah? But one thing about me, as you won't know, is my great-great-grandfather, Pierre Collat, is a local hero. In the 1800s, he fought the British to keep the farmlands, the prices down, and he was taken away, his family home was ruined. But my great-great-grandfather, there's a memorial to him in Lackley, it's called Pierre Collat, yes? So there you are, there's some history for you about me. So where am I now? My sister Liza, by the way, Liza is here as well. My family lived in Casgorry 100 years ago, and they're still there now, okay? That's my Dominican background. So where am I now? I have awarded the MBE by King Charles for my impact on business. I'm a professional in HR. I've got my charter companionship. I'm also a speaker, a director. It's all there, you can read. But basically, from 1998 till now, that's what I've achieved. But how did I do it, guys? How did I do it? Let me tell you, okay? With regard to myself, that first year, I was on the phone doing telesales, yes? I rang every client you could think of in the UK I sat there, telesales. I got a lot of rejection, which you will get in business, a lot of no's. What do you do when you get a no? You start moving from here. You try again, exactly. You fall down again, you try again. So I rang. But I rang the big companies, AstraZeneca, Yale.com, Mars. Why? They've got the money. Simple as. And gradually, I built a reputation and I business established, okay? So then I had 10 years, it was great. I had staff, grew the business, it was going well. Then 2008, recession hit. The phone stops ringing. Gradually, all my staff were made redundant. Just me in the end, with my bowl patch. Why the bowl patch? Stress. All my friends said to me, Olive, close the business down. You are wasting your time. What did I say? What did I say, Trisha? What did I say? No way, Jose. No way. I found somewhere in the world there is money. Europe is suffering, the Middle East have money, yes? So I got a database of Middle Eastern companies. I rang them, I emailed them, I pestered them. And finally, one lady said to me, Olive, come and see me. It was in Egypt. She said, in Egypt, we have to know, like, and trust you to give you business. That means you want to meet me. So, got my credit card, guys. It was maxed out. Last bit of £300, spent it, went to Egypt with a cheap hotel for one night, and I met her, did my pitch. It was a global program for leaders, 50 managers, yes, worth about £34,000. Yeah, money from heaven for me. So I went, did my pitch. Didn't say yes straight away. I got home, I thought, is it a yes? Is it a no? Does she want me? And guess what? I got it. I got the program, and that saved my business. But it also opened doors for me globally. Because the Middle East was, I did Bahrain, I did Qatar, I did Oman. And suddenly, I was a global leadership trainer. Okay? So, out of the ashes of my business problems in my bald head, by the way, it grew back. I suffered a lot. Okay. Qualifications now. When I left school, I had 6 O-levels, or CXC we call them. And I married at 21. I had my children straight away. So I had to go back to college, university, and pay for myself to study. So back to college with my 2 small children, did a postgrad diploma in HR. Then later, I did a master's in HR. Never too late. The master's in my 50s, yes? You're thinking, 50? She shouldn't be 25. I know. So what I'm saying to you is, if you want to achieve and succeed, you have to find out where the gaps are and fill the gaps, okay? So, the master's degree in human resources. I was awarded the MBE. Guess what for? The MBE. So what happened was, I got a letter one night. It said, if you were asked to be awarded the MBE, would you say yes or no? And I thought, someone's joking. Someone's put it, MBE, you know. And my daughter called and said, Mum, it's true. Because before you can get the MBE, they have to look around your business and your background. They have to investigate you. And she knew in that year before, they were investigating me and said it was true. And ladies and gentlemen, I ended up at Buckingham Palace in my suit, on the red carpet, a girl from Dominica, from Castle Bruce, with my family, being awarded the MBE. Yes? Thank you, guys. And so I'm in Dominica. I've been here since 2020. And I'm in my house in Mont Daniel. I get a call from the CIPD. Who's in HR here? Do you know what the CIPD is? Please? Personal development, exactly, yes, which I joined. And I was the branch chair for them. But they said, Olive, we want to award you Chartered Companionship. Let me show you what this means, because I could not believe it. Now read that. What's that? Read that. The highest award within my profession. Can I ask for anything else? So once again, look at my story. Opened the business. I had no money. I nearly went bold. I had no cash. I went international. I worked hard. I worked in Yemen, would you believe it? Yemen of all places, yeah? All over the world. Because I persevered and I carried on. So the lesson to you is, persevere. Don't give up. And I'll tell you something, my friends, my husband, everyone said to me, Olive, the business is doing badly during the recession. Give it up, give it up. Believe in yourself, believe in what you have here and here, keep on going. Because now I'm doing well, they say, oh, you're right, Olive. Yeah? So keep on going. Listen to yourself. So I've worked in all these different kind of sectors, yeah, government, police, etc. And these countries. I've been all over the world, about 30 countries, from Yemen to Bosnia, Uzbekistan, you name it, I've been there. My personality is quite vibrant, you can tell, can't you? Hello, hello, here I am. So I'm training in the Middle East, and they give me an interpreter. So I'm going to the group. Anyway, giving it all I've got, you know? Interpreter's there. And I'm going, just going, so doing coffee says, come here. I said, you're killing me, girl. A bit of passion, a bit of life, you know. So once again, don't be frightened. When I was in Karachi in Pakistan, I nearly got a full cavity search. I was really scared. Oh my gosh, because they got my case out, took it apart, really worrying. But the worst one was Uzbekistan. There's only 2 flights there per week from back to the UK. Did the training course, went to the airport, gave my paperwork in, and they started talking, pointing at me. I said, what's wrong? He didn't tell me. He stood there, and then he took my paperwork away from me, and he said to me, why are you still here? I said, pardon? He said, your visa's run out. He said, yes. So the flight was getting full. I was there on my own. And so I'm a bit tearful. I'm thinking, don't know the language, what they're saying about me, what's going to happen to me. I'm there, before you're in prison, I'm being banged up abroad. Anyway, so this man said to me, he said, hello honey, how are you, American guy? I said, well, I'm a bit scared. I said, what's going on? I'm stood here waiting. He said, oh, they throw you in jail in here quite easily, and off he went. So listen, me go. Anyway, in the end, I thought, Olive, presence of mind. I called my daughter in the UK. She called the consulate in Uzbekistan. They came, we sorted it out, I got on my flight. Got on my flight like that. She said to me, do you want a drink? I said, well, just plug me in. Give me the vodka. But there are challenges that you face. Language barriers, etc. The other one was, this is hilarious. So I was in Qatar, bored, and I thought, I'll get something to do in the evening to amuse myself. So I went to the hotel, I said to him, any trips out I can go to? He said, oh, a sunset cruise. So I thought, great, get me out of the hotel, fantastic. So I cooked myself up, I got to a Muslim country. Young man takes me to, and I'm thinking a boat, I'm thinking drinks, I'm thinking networking. Me, the man, and a canoe. So I'm sat in this canoe, right, like this, and he's got the oars doing like this. And the sea choppy, I'm like this. I've got water from head to toe. I'm thinking this is a nightmare. I said to him, it's okay. Take me back home, please. No, you've paid your money, you're getting your cruise. An hour later, I got off that boat. I was shaking, you know? I said, where's my refreshments? He threw me a kind of coke at me. Sunset cruise. Nearly drowned. So there are things that will happen that you do not expect. But take a chance, etc. These are the companies that I've worked for, from GlaxoSmithKline to the local businesses, local government, AstraZeneca, etc. So me and my team, we go into companies, we give you a bespoke service. It's all about your business, what you do, and what you need. But in Dominica, I also have clients. So I've worked with Dolly's, Outsource, and National Dominica as well. So those are my clients in Dominica. What do I offer you? Why come to me? 25 years of experience in HR. I'm also, I've got the global perspective. Look around you. The resources you see, when you work with me, this is what you get. It's not just a course or a training program, it's interactive, it's fun. You get involved, okay? So this is what you get when you come to Olive Consultancy. Right. You're here to learn about my global program, okay? So before I go into the global program, I want you to, in your groups, think about leadership now. What are the key skills required, do you think, to be a leader in this year, 2023? This group here? What are the key skills to be a leader now? Some paper there for you. Some blank paper. There you go. Okay, brilliant. Where's this go? Yes? This is paper here. Oh, you discuss the group. When I graduated
Yes, you need to work your communication skills because yes, communication.
I think problem solving.
Oh yes. Trust me. You also need to be skills. You're supposed to be able
That's
to.
for the
That's what
collaboration.
we are.
B2B collaboration is important. Absolutely. B2B, you must have that.
Business to business.
Let's choose one person to feedback for feedback, okay?
She's in yellow.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we still have them.
Yeah.
Being like business person.
No, yeah. It's in my mind, but I'm just I'm interested in research. I'm also thinking about that because into technology, you don't have to be a tech savvy person, but you have to be willing to understand what the technology is. Because you cannot be anti-tech. I don't use social media online. Just a quick one. It's a time, it's a quick one. Okay, stop there. History, please. What you got for us? Please stand up, come to the front so we can see you and hear you. Networking, don't be shy, come on.
Let's go.
Then I said, be brave, be bold. Thank you. Take the kiss to your clients. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so our team came up with communication, effective communication and listening, not just hearing, having empathy, being flexible or willing to embrace change, good interpersonal skills, technologically savvy or at least embracing technology, social media, the changing meeting environment, and being a leader who can effectively delegate. You can't do everything yourself. Thank you. Well said. Thank you. So all who has patience, communication, problem solving, networking and collaboration, empathy, interpersonal skills, presentation and public speaking. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay with you.
Okay, so we also said empathy, curiosity, person has to be a visionary and have like a good personal vision, agile, patience, has to be a risk taker, creativity, communication, interactive, humble, confident, and honest, and open.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. In order to be the best leader that you can be in 2023, our group believes that you should have good listening skills. You also should have the ability to communicate and communicate well. You need to be innovative, creative, and you need to be a visionary. You need to also be a relationship builder. You need to show empathy. You need to be passionate, bold, flexible, and decisive.
Love it. Thank you. So now I'll take you through our program, which has been all over the world successfully. And from that story I said earlier on about going to Egypt and getting that contract to train leaders, people I trained became directors of different countries around the world. And each year I get a phone call, Olive, you remember me? You trained me? Please come train my staff. So I ended up going to Serbia, going to Tashkent, going all over the world through that. So this program, it works. I'll tell you why it works. We start off with a 360-degree feedback loop. What is that? Anybody? What it is? No?
You have to get from all sides.
Absolutely. So each leader has to give 12 names of either staff, bosses and peers, okay? And they ask them questions about how they lead. It's done anonymously, that way we get the truthful answers, no repercussions. And then we analyse the feedback. Each person gets a report, and it says on the report which aspect you are strong and which you are weak. That's where we begin. That information sometimes is painful to get, because you think, I'm the best leader possible. You learn that you're not. It's true, isn't it? So we give one-to-one coaching through that. We get coaching about what they've heard feedback-wise, and we help them to understand the feedback. Then we have day one. Day one is looking at what is a leader. Yeah? Effective behavior is a leader. Okay? Leader, manager. What's the difference? Anybody?
No, I say it's school, so this is.
Lillian?
The leader is a person who leads, has the people, has the vision, gets people on board with the vision, and they move forward. The manager is the person who executes, using whatever systems and policies and procedures are there. So, yeah, so the leader is a visionary person, and the manager is a sort of administrator.
Superb.
Good job.
So manager, excellent. Well done, ladies. Yeah. Making sure you get there on time, do the work as a team, all the basics. But that's the manager. The leader, oh, this check and take by my weight. Visionary. They look beyond the horizon. They look at what's happening internally, externally, in the world. What's the impact on their business of that? They have the vision for the future, yes? That's the leader, okay? And they inspire people to come with them. Okay. Yeah, the chair's taking the weight. not many can. Okay, so that's day one. Okay, after day one, they then have to go and then they do some work, apply it to their work, and then they come back in 4 weeks' time. So we're going to give a taster on day one. Okay, guys, there you've got 6 leadership styles. On your tables, what kind of leader are you? I'll tell you what they mean. Commanding, right? Leader who goes, do it now, yeah? Do it this way. Off we go, now. That's commanding. They take no feedback, they take no prisoners. Do it this way, I say jump, you say how high. Okay? Is that a good leadership style? Yeah? But is there a time for it?
Yeah.
When's the time for it? When's the time for it? In a crisis situation. Absolutely. Absolutely. If Nelson Brent says, fire, 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 go out now, we have to run out. You don't go, get my handbag, just make sure my hand's okay. The building's burning down. Get out now. It's true, isn't it? So in a crisis situation where we cannot listen, we have to move forward, it's appropriate, but in the short term. Next is the visionary. We talked about that, didn't we? Yeah? Let's look forward together. What's happening on the horizon? Come with me. Then we have affiliative, and that's more the hearts. So you didn't come to work last week, you were ill. You come back this week, tell me how you feel on that. How it's got you. Yeah? It's about care, that person, yeah? And then we've got the democratic. Let's sit together in a team. What will everyone think about it? Let's put our views together. Let's see what the best view is. Democratic. Then we've got pace setting. They're the ones that say, right, come on guys, this is how you're going to do it. Come with me. They're very quick, yeah? Follow me. But it's important that people there on the same level as you with regard to their ability, because they can't follow otherwise, okay? And then next is obviously coaching. So in your team, what kind of leader are you? Yes? Go on, you've got a few minutes to discuss it. Off you go. And what's the evidence?
What would you say? Predominant style.
I like to get feedback.
All of these are resources that come with colleagues of Strachan Consultancy.
I'm trying to keep setting things, but then I go on to the other we are going not only my short lecture. We finish, and then finish with that understand.
Democratic, democratic.
I guess when you see but then the thing to when you see you get obvious because you would be able to do but outside the door like they go to good so what did you get my
Thank you guys. It's just a taste of today. It's just a taste of the time. We're going to be talking about it. This table, any conclusions about this style? What are your thoughts overall? Anybody?
Well,
People let's see you. Yes, come on. This table, where you are, where you from, please. People know where you're from.
I was depends on the environment, culture matters. Even in our organization, we have, I'll use Tomega as an example. We have different departments, right? We have the commercial, accounts and finance. We have IT department, the engineering, transmission, and distribution department. We have a generation department, and the HR, and administration. Now each department has a different culture. So I'm sharing it here. It depends on the environment. So I give an example of my department, right? So 14 of us in HR. Under HR, we have facilities management. Health and safety is under HR. we have human resources, we have administration on the HR. We have health and safety quite a bit. And I'm saying to them, I give an example of my staff. It depends on the nature of the business, the culture of the department, as I said, each department has cultures. And I shared that in HR, the staff are very committed. So I'm very flexible. You want to, and you know what HR is, we have the support of the organization. So you want to make sure that you have highly motivated persons in HR, understanding their role. What is my role as HR? What are the qualities do I demonstrate as an HR professional? What is that going to do? Because you have to motivate. So you have to understand your role as HR. An example we use is somebody calls HR for information. You have to ensure that the staff is confident when you call. Why? It depends on how you answer. They lose confidence in you. So we have to understand that part of it, you understand? So it's very critical. So I'm saying to them, certain qualities there you don't demonstrate. If you have a team, you have to understand your people as a leader. That's the first thing. So I have a committed team. Sometimes you may find a troublesome person, you have to be open and honest with people. If someone does something, I call you, I speak to you nicely. I always tell my staff, it comes down to respect. The day that you disrespect me, it will be something different. But you still, man, I always say people are big. We are all married people, you know, all grown-ups with children. So you don't speak to people. I don't believe in speaking to myself like children. No, would you like it for yourself? But the thing is your vision. What do you need to go forward? What are the qualities that you need as an individual to go forward? So you want to motivate your staff. I'm saying to them when I come in the morning, I say, good morning, you know. I look at you and I can see if you're not well. And I come to you, do you feel you can make it for the day? Yeah, an example, I came in to work one morning and I looked at the staff. I said, you're not well, you don't look that. So I said, please go home. But this commitment, oh, I have this today. I said, no. Go and get yourself better, go home, and you stay and get sick. And then they said to me, Mrs. Guna, thank you so much. I was so sick. You understand? So you have to understand your people. And as I say, flexibility is key. And to motivate, to help them develop themselves and so on, to empower persons, I believe in that. We talk about empowerment, we talk about delegation. You need to, when you do those things, your persons gain that confidence, you give them projects to do, look at the level of competency, and in your section, you have to look at persons and their competency level. You understand? So you know your staff. So I don't, as I say, for me in HR, a lot of those qualities I can demonstrate. Because I know my people and I know what is needed and what we need to do as a department.
Thank you so much. Excellent. And this is how I deliver training. It's always interactive. It's always interactive because your people have the answers in the room. You are the person to open that up, get the discussion going, not the person to talk all the time to your people. So when you're training and delivering, it's about getting people to speak like Claudia has, listen to her input, learn from each other. Always very interactive. Now, number 2, Taster, this is a big one. We find in my organisation that Leading Change is the most requested programme ever. Because people don't understand how to lead change. Let me take you through this. Are we all familiar with the change curve? I'll take you through it briefly. Okay. This change curve is called the Kubler-Ross change curve. And what it says is that when you work for a long time, you have high self-esteem. You've been there for a long time, you know what you're doing, your esteem is high. Okay? Then, at the bottom here, we have endings, neutral, beginnings. So, change happens at work. You go through shock. And then this shock here means that your performance dips. And it dips because you think, oh no, this change, I can't do it, I'm uncomfortable. But then you go into denial. Denial, you say to yourself, well, if I work really hard, I'll show them not to change because this is good the way it is. So you go into denial and your performance lifts. But as the change is pushed through, you get a sense of incompetence, you don't know what I'm doing, you feel angry, you feel guilty, and it dips again here. Now, this isn't linear. You can go back and forth, but you can also keep going back if you want to. And what happens here is sometimes we have members of staff who remain in this dip for too long. The ones who, when you speak to that change, they say, oh, change is great. They say, Brenton, this change happened. You say, oh, it's fantastic. I go out the room, Brenton goes, oh, I'm not doing that. Yeah? The back, it's true, isn't it? Yeah? So we get people who sabotage the change. So it's the end of what we know. Neutral zone is where we're looking and learning about this new thing, this new change. Now we want to, as leaders, help people to push through the change, want them to experiment, try things out, understand what's happening, and integrate the change. But if someone remains here for too long, we need to address that. Because one bad apple spoils the barrel, am I right?
Correct.
Now I have here for you a more up-to-date solution. So what it's saying to you here is change post-pandemic. It talks about the shock and surprise of the event, the denial, avoidance, and confusion. And these different colours show you what to do. When they're in denial, your staff, you go into alignment. Align what's happening new to the old. When they're in frustration and anger, lots of communication. See what's going to happen. It's okay. Cope with it. Then, when they're feeling about depressed, lack of energy, I'm sick of this change, it's too much, yes? We spark motivation. Come on, guys, we can do this together, you know? Motivate them, drive them forward. When they're going through the experimentation phase, yes, we try to help them. We train, we coach, we develop them. And then gradually, as they move through to decision-making integration, we share knowledge, okay? So that's a solution with regard to change management. Motivation. Dan Pink is the king of motivation, and he says that there's 3 key areas of motivation. One is making sure people have autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Okay. Now, before we do this exercise, one person to move, please, from each table, so we get to people moving around. So can you get up and move so we get fresh people? One person to move. We want some fresh people on each table. Get some movement going. Come on, come on. move table, one person. Thank you. People get up. Get some movement. Yeah, sure. Got some movement here? Fantastic. Okay. Okay. So what does it mean then? Autonomy, purpose and mastery, yes? In your groups, how can we get people feeling autonomous at work? How can we get them feeling they've got a purpose and they can master their work? Come on guys, let's get some ideas going. You've got 5 minutes, come on, throw the matters. Purpose. Okay, we've got work by themselves. How do you do that? I'll say it once more. As a leader, how can we make sure that our staff feel they have autonomy at work, they're getting on with it by themselves, they can master the work, yes, and they have a purpose at work. What can we do to feel like that? Off you go. What have we got here, guys?
But at the same time, that really trust me to the best. But it's so not that we don't talk, but it's just call and say,
Because then you go into what you have to
Okay, guys, I'm going to time very quick. Okay, just some ideas coming out. Okay, guys, it's 6:30, so we're going to move on. This table first. You tell me what your thoughts are about what I just said. Thank you. Please come to the front, yeah, share with us. Thank you. Guys. Thank you.
I actually take the notes, so I'm going to try to memorize it. The way we thought about this one, it's all bundled, all right? So first of all, the master in proper training. That's what we care about. If you're properly trained as a team, obviously it leads to you have a purpose, but it's spin around the opposite way. If you have a purpose for what you want to do, you'll want to be properly trained. And when you're properly trained, then we came to the conclusion that automatically kicks in. Now your supervisor or you can pretty much do what you have to do because you've conquered both words, the purpose and the master. That's how we saw it.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share that before we move on? Not very really. Anybody else want to share? Anybody else want wisdom? Come on. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. So, majority of what we mentioned is similar to what we wrote down. However, we wanted to mention that salary is an important motivation for employees, incentives, fringe benefits, as well as out of placement. So we don't want to put an employee where they're not comfortable in a position that really demotivates an employee. It's also important for us as managers to share information, business information with the staff so they can really know what's going on. Because often you'll hear staff saying, yes, I work here, but I don't really know what's going on in the back end. I mean, we don't have to share everything, but small information that can make them feel comfortable, that's important. The right work conditions and of course training is also motivators for employees.
Thank you. Anything to share? Or should we move on? Anything that you want to share with us? You're smiling. Come on. Yes? Come on. Don't be shy. Come on. Give us support. Come on. Please. What are your thoughts about that? Please.
Okay, well, we do agree with everything that Alice said and Mr. Gigi said when he bundled up everything. But what we want to add,
Mr. Gigi said
so what we wanted to add is just that you have to know the level of competence for your staff members. If we don't know that, then we cannot allow them to be autonomous. Meaning, when we hand them projects or we give them things to do, if we give it to them at above their level of competence, we literally set them up to fail. So first we need to know the level of competence of our staff, and then we'll be able to allow them to be autonomous. We'll be able to develop their skills, master their skills as well, and obviously in order for them to do anything of that sort, they have to understand the purpose of the project, they have to understand the purpose of the work. As Alice just said, we have to share information. No information is too much, and I mean we don't want to give too much, too much, but they like to know what's going on. They don't like to be left in the dark. Just like our managers do not like to be left in the dark from the directors, same as junior staff. Okay? So thank you.
One thing that I want to share is research has shown that salary is not in itself motivating. No. Because basically, if you are unhappy in your job, no amount of money will keep you there. You know, so it's been proven that research says it's not the money, it's actually the full environment, potential development, the job itself, etc. Okay.
If I can share.
Please do.
Well, my business is sales. I have a sales team, and we all know what happened with Hurricane Harvey. So we wait a few months. Being closed, we don't sell, we don't make money. So you're talking about some persons going 2-3 months about something. We still have with me today. So money is not a motivator when people are happy with it.
It's true. It's true. So our last day, day four of the program is about managing performance. Now, the first time in history, we have 5 generations in the workplace, which is challenging, isn't it? You have the Gen Zs, they call them the strong generation because they are easily bruised and delicate, and they think the world is all about them. Then you have your, yeah? So as a leader today, you have to understand the 5 generations that you're actually leading and what their needs are. And that's a hard one, isn't it? Yeah? Most clients say to me, Ollie, the Gen Z are the hardest one to understand. Because to them, work is part of their plan for having fun. And if it gets in the way, then it, etc. Whereas when I first started work, I thought we start from the bottom, work to the top, that's how we were taught. But now, we're going to go straight in, to the director, I'm not waiting, I want it down, So that's one thing we help you with. We look at that, we help you with that. We then look at the post-COVID issues that you face as leaders. We help you with the hybrid working. Some staff are working from home, remotely. How do you manage a team that you can't see? Yeah, and motivate them. Then we're looking at quietly quitting. What is that? People who just work to rule, as little as possible. That's called quietly quitting. They're quite bothered. They work, but just work a little bit to get away with it. Okay. Then we've got the war on talent, because to get good people, now I was asked last year, working with outsourced developments, to work with the government on doing a HR gap analysis for Dominica. And that involved interviewing about 80 different companies in Dominica regarding what they wanted to get staff, issues around developing staff, problems they had in finding staff. A lot of people said to me they could not find high quality staff for directorship managers in Dominica. Is it true? I don't know. You're nodding here. Is it true? It's a struggle? Yes? Is that right? Okay. And then we look at how to create an environment that's inclusive for people. So that's day 4. Now, to make sure that your investment is, good, we evaluate the whole training program. We look at the reaction from the learners on the day of the training. We look at what they've actually learned that they can actually use in your business. We look at the behavior that's changed in the business. And finally, the results to the organization. So it's a very comprehensive program that's very, very effective because people that I train tend to go to the next level in their lives. So to finish, there's some nice food there for you. Vino, could you come up please and say, could you come to the front? Go. Yes, yes. Before I do the last slide, I want you to meet our Vino today, who's going to delight us with some beautiful food shortly. Tell us about yourself, please.
Okay, well, everyone here knows me, everybody knows Beno. company, Benno's Golden Pieces, and they have been producing smoked meat for over a decade now. And what happened was, after Hurricane Maria, after seeing scores of people in my driveway wanting something to eat, wanting something to be comforted by, we started to realize that what we call a business was actually a way of life. What we call a business was actually a story. What we call a business was actually more serious than we could ever imagine. And so we saw that we didn't just do food, but it was a matter of food security. And so we changed our tagline from healthier and tastier to resilient food for a changing world.
Wow.
What we did since then is we started to mince our smoked meat, and we did a product called Heat and Eat, something that is already prepared. You just microwave and you're good to go. Since then, we've moved into pastries, and that's what we'll be feasting on tonight. And so I hope you enjoy, and I need you at the back.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. So, guys, to finish, So, first of all, thank you for listening to my story and where I am today and my global program. In the corner here, I've got the book called The Power of You, which I wrote during the COVID. I was locked in the UK in the house, and I thought I'd write my story. It's a story from open business from day one to my successes and failures and the journey. It's got 25 5-star reviews in Amazon, and it's been called a roadwork to business success. So if you want to buy one tonight, it's 40 EC. And then this Prime, you should see there, is their makeup on, girls. I've got it all sucked in here, so. Prime is about my return to Dominica, coming here, having my sister, but no real friends, making friends, joining the DAIC, meeting businesses. It helped me to meet other business people and network and grow my business. I am also a member of the Rotary as well. So I learned to meet, to make friends, to also share what I can do to other people. And that Prime is about my journey, so that's coming out this year. So any questions before we finish tonight? Any questions for me or anybody? Okay, in that case, thank you again. I hope oh please, yes.
So I know you support big businesses. Well, I say big, you supported clients with a lot of stuff. Do you provide support to MSMEs as well, and how can they access that support from you?
Okay. So if you feel I can be of assistance to you, I do a variety of things. I do coaching programs for individuals, okay? Obviously, it's not free because I want to finish my house, I'm not Danielle. I'm not rich, I'm still working at my house. So I will charge something, but it won't be too expensive. So I do coaching, so presently I'm coaching people remotely in America, in the UK. Many female entrepreneurs, but male too. So I can coach you to help you to achieve your goals in your business or for this year. I can do staff conferences to open up. I can go into your business and I can actually shadow you, follow you and see how you are working in your business. I can give advice and support and help you. So ask me what you need and I'll be able to do it for you. It's all bespoke, okay? Any other questions? Okay now? Guys, thank you again. Good to meet you all. Go forth, be successful this year. All the best to you. Enjoy the meal behind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olive. Let's give a round of applause again for Olive. How many persons learned something new? How many persons want to tap into Olive's business now?
I'm mine too.
I'm not mine too. Okay, great. That's really awesome. So Olive, thank you very much for serving our members. I hope that you could see that every time our networking events get more and more excited. So we'll come back again for the vote of thanks and the closing, but for now we hand you over to Benno so that you can sample his delicious and innovative cuisine. So everyone feel free to network and have something to eat. Thank you to everyone at Emonews who would have been here to learn about what all of this doing at the Mother Chamber. Feel free to reach out to us. Our number is 449-1962, 449-1962, or our email address is info. We have new email addresses, so info@dominicachamber.com. And we also have our president, which is, just giving the email addresses, so 1 second, but it's info@dominicachamber.com. Our president is president@dominicachamber.com. Edie, which is executive director at dominicachamber.com, and our business development officer, development@dominicachamber.com. So reach out to us and we're here to serve you. Thank you very much. All right.
And that's it, folks. We thank you for joining.